Welcome back. Well, the holiday season is coming, and believe it or not, this time of cheer can be also a troubling time. Frequent injuries and accidents happen during the holiday season. So Mike Bertling is a partner at McCleriel, Helm, Bertling, and Spiegel, and he joins us to talk about the falls, accidents, and what to do if you're personally injured during this holiday season. Good morning to you, Mike.
Well, good morning, Tiffany.
Thanks for joining me today. I think we often think about all the fun stuff that we would like to experience with our family or our close circle this year, especially because it's so needed. But injuries can really happen, and they do happen quite often around the holidays, right?
That's correct, right? I mean, look what's happening in the northern part of the state. We're having snow already, and so we've got the winter driving conditions coming up, and we've got to be careful about that.
So, what are some of the most frequent injuries that you see around the holidays?
Well, it usually is because the holidays are in the winter. It usually, we see a lot of car accidents. I mean, even today, it's raining out, and there's a lot of accidents on the system just because of rain. And it seems like the first snowfall that people tend to forget about how to drive, how to give more distance, how to go slower, that type of thing. And so we do see quite a bit for car accidents, quite a bit more car accidents because of the snow and ice conditions. And also because people are traveling, we'll have sometimes many more people from out of state coming into the area who aren't real familiar with the roads, and sometimes that can make things more difficult for you too.
That's so true. I guess I didn't think about the fact of people coming in who aren't familiar with our roadways. What happens if you yourself are traveling and you're out of state and you get in an accident? What should you do?
Well, you should do the same thing out of state that you would do if you were in a car accident in your own town. There's 5 rules that we've put together, and you can look them up on McCleriel.com. And basically what you should make certain you do is call law enforcement, make certain it's reported, check for injuries, exchange driver's information, preserve the scene with photographs. Most people have cell phones. Take photographs of the damage and the area of the accident, and then make certain you inform your insurance company right away. But just because you're out of state, don't forget to call police, because that's an important thing, is to have that accident report.
Absolutely. I concur with that for sure. Another thing that I think people see, I had this happen with my own mom, is just falling on ice and snow, especially like you said, in the early months when maybe it's not being taken care of quite so easily, or even, in the midst of winter when there's just so much more of it. What should you do if you have a fall and you injure yourself?
Yeah, we see a lot of that because people are out shopping, and around the holidays, a lot of times people are shopping at the last minute, so they sometimes have to go out even though it's slippery, snowing out. They have to get that last present. So we do see quite a bit of slip and fall cases, we call them. And if that happens, if you're on another business's property and you're out in the parking lot or on the sidewalk and you come across some ice and snow, of course be careful. But if you find yourself falling, usually the initial reaction is you're embarrassed, and people jump up and they look around and then they go about their business, and the next day or so they might develop some real problems. It's really important to not to do that, to get up, to kind of see what's happened, see how you feel. Again, take a picture of what you fell on, that's really important, and then go inside the store and report it to the manager and tell them what happened so they make a record of it, because typically then it becomes part of their system. If you need medical assistance, they'll help you get it, and they'll go outside and they'll take care of the slippery condition so somebody else doesn't fall on it too.
I just think it's so logical, but it's such great information because it's so true. If you're in public, you slip and fall, you kind of want to get up and get out of there. And you may find out later, like you really hurt your wrist, or sometimes, if you jar your shoulder, it can go to your collarbone. That's what happened to my mom. And so,
Right.
Yeah, like you said, not only are you helping others, but it may be something that helps you once you start kind of feeling what's going on in your body a little bit more. So I love that advice. I think it's very important. Do you have any steps that people should be thinking about to have a safe holiday with their friends and family?
Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully we're going to be gathering to some degree safely this holiday season. And, just as I said, if you're out shopping, you can be in a parking lot or on some business's sidewalk and come across ice and snow. It's important to think about that at your own house. If you're having people over, they might be elderly, might be some disabilities. Take a look at your own sidewalks, your own driveways, and go out there and salt and sand those to make it safe for everybody who comes to your house. Also, with the holidays, sometimes there's drinking during the holidays, and keep that in mind about who's driving, and just kind of keep an eye on that situation so a person isn't contributing to what could possibly be a bad situation.
So smart. Easy to remember rules. Thank you so much for joining me, Mike. I'm going to share all this great information that you've given us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And if you're traveling in the near future, be sure to download the free guide that Mike was talking about from McClario, Helm, Bertling, and Spiegel. It's the 5 mistakes to avoid after a crash. You can keep it with you, your insurance card or in the glove compartment of your car. But if you'd like to schedule a free virtual or in-person consultation, go to McClario.com.